one, you're listening to this today and you've been praying, you've been asking God for something and it seems like God's not hearing, or maybe He's delaying. And I want to encourage you today. You know, when you look around the world, those first responders, the paramedics, fire department, police department, from the moment you put in that call, how long does it take for them to come out? Well, if you're in the US of A, it might take just a couple of minutes, 5, 6, 7 minutes to have a response. If you're in the UK, 7 to 15 minutes. If you're in South Africa, a couple of hours. Oh, no, I'm kidding. It could take maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes, depends where you live. But you know, there's a beautiful scripture for God and just showing us that God is the ultimate first responder. In the book of Isaiah 65 verse 24, God says, He says, before they call, I will answer. And while they are still speaking, I will hear. What a beautiful promise that is. While they are still praying the prayer, God is saying, I'm hearing. I will answer while they are still calling. And you know, there's a wonderful, when I was a young Christian, I read this journal. It was the diary of George Mueller, amazing man of faith. In Bristol, in the United Kingdom, he started an orphanage with just 50 cents in his pockets. And it grew, and by the end of his life, he was looking after 10,000 orphans. I mean, big number. He had 5 big orphanages. And this man had so much faith that whenever he had a need in his life, he would bring it to the Lord. He would pray, he would call on the Lord. Well, once he was traveling in Quebec by sea, and a thick fog came over and the ship couldn't move just because of the fog. They couldn't see where they were going. And the captain came down to George Mueller and he said, wow, this terrible situation. And George said, stop, we're going to pray, we're going to call on the Lord. And remember that promise, while they are still speaking, I will hear, God says. And he bowed down and he prayed, Lord, if it's consistent with your will, let this fog lift in 5 minutes. And he prayed that prayer. And the captain began to pray. And George Mueller stopped his prayer. He said, stop, go upstairs, command your ship. And that fog immediately lifted. Why? Because God had answered George Mueller's prayer before he had called. Listen, our God is great. He's incredible. Trust Him with your needs. God is the ultimate first responder. May He be that to you today.